All right, let's talk about filters. Filters are one of my favorite things when we are talking about mindset, because filters are one of the ways that you can start seeing solutions to where you want to go. What do I mean by that? So first of all, it is important to understand that between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, there is a filter. Because do you know how many pieces of information your subconscious mind is processing every single second? Okay, every single second. How many pieces of information is your subconscious mind processing? Would you believe me if I said 20 million? 20 million. At any given time, your subconscious mind is processing 20 million bits of information. That is an enormous amount of information. But when you think about the job that your subconscious, it's responsible for keeping you alive. It's literally growing your hair while we're talking. It's your heart is beating. It's listening to the things around you. It has temperature. It's there's a lot happening in those 20 million bits of information. Okay, your conscious mind. So that's you and me. We're talking, you're listening to me, and maybe there's kids around, or there's some, like the air conditioner is going, there's things happening around you, but your conscious mind is what you're aware of right now in this moment. How many pieces of information is your conscious mind processing every second? 40. There's 40 bits of information going through your conscious mind. That's a lot. If you think about it, 40 every second, that is a lot, but it is nothing compared to 20 million. So there has to be a filter between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, because otherwise you would go crazy. In fact, that filter is one of the things, I have a daughter who has autism, she gets sensory overload. There's so much coming in. That filter isn't doing as adequate a job keeping out all of the things, so she can get really overstimulated because there's so much going through. So you have this filter. And in fact, one of the things she'll tell me, we're sitting down in a restaurant and there's music playing and there's people eating around at conversations, and she will say to me, I can hear every conversation. She's listening to the music. All of this is happening at once. But neurotypically, you have this filter and it's just allowing in 40 bits of information at a time, every second. And the question is, what is it letting through? This is the piece that you have to be aware of so that you can use it to your advantage. It will let through that filter what you have told it is important. This is why you can be at a party and there's loud music and people are talking and there's just chaos going on around you, but somebody can call your name, and through that din, you hear your name. You're like, oh, somebody, and you look around, somebody's calling my name, right? That is your filter. The filter is called your reticular activating system, just in case you want to know, RAS. So this filter is programmed by what you tell it is important. And so, for instance, I'm going to the movies and I go to buy tickets and the woman says, do you want to use $5 Tuesdays? And I'm like, I don't know what $5 Tuesdays is. And she's like, oh, well, it's Tuesday. And if you give me your email, we're going to give you the movie for $5. I was like, yeah, I'll take $5 Tuesday. Thank you. So I turn around, go to the movie, and I realized that the entire way that I was walking to buy my tickets for this movie, there were signs on the doors, on the walls that said $5 Tuesday. I paid zero attention to them because it wasn't something that my filter had said was important. My subconscious read those signs, sure, but it didn't register to tell me, hey, that's important. Until now I've heard of it, I walk back out and I start seeing $5 Tuesday signs everywhere. It's the same way with the car. You're like, oh, I'm gonna buy this color, make, model of car. You haven't seen hardly any of them until you decide to get one, then they're everywhere. That is your filter. So here is the thing. Your filter will show you what you want, what is important. So if you have been telling it, let's talk about your business. If you have been saying, nobody wants what I have, I'm not good at this, people are judging me, and you are having all of these negative thoughts about your business, guess what? Your filter is like, oh, okay, this is important. She wants to see all the ways she's failing. She wants to know all the ways she's no good. She wants to know when people are mocking and judging. Let's make sure we show her that. That's awesome, right? However, you can change the filter. You can change and say, show me when somebody wants what I have. You can say things to yourself like, everybody loves me. I am really good at what I do. I offer a product that people need and want. I'm getting better every single day. I'm so consistent. People watch me show up and they're like, hey, I want to talk to you about what you have. And when you set your filter, because just like going back to my daughter and all that sensory input, your mind is processing all of that information, whether you are aware of it or not. So your mind knows, it knows who wants to buy what you have. It knows who's talking great about you. It knows, it's seeing all of this information all around you, but it's not showing it to you. You're not aware of it because you have told it to show you the negative. And so what you want to work on is the reprogramming of your filter. So you want to look for what you want. And this is why we always speak about what we want, not what we don't want. So when you're talking about and you're like, I don't want to feel stupid. Yeah, let's not use those words. Use words like, I want to feel confident. For instance, when my husband and I were working on getting out of debt, we stopped saying, we're trying to get out of debt, and started saying, we are financially free. We wanted to give our mind instructions so that it knew what to look for and would put the right information through the filter.